All right. What's up, everybody? Felicia and Eddrick, Sports in the Bay. Felicia, another
What's up?
show. What's up? What's up? We got a lot to get
Another
into
week.
and some serious breaking news. So, let's get into it. Sports in the Bay, Felicia and
Good.
Eddrick. Let's go. Felicia, we were just about to go on, and
Woo.
you had some news. What happened?
Well, by seeing that Jonathan Kaminga had gone down with an ankle injury, but per Anthony Slater, he is out for the remainder of the game with an ankle injury. But they said that it wasn't serious. So playing 30 minutes, he's got, what did I say to you? He had like
30
30,
points in 30 minutes.
30 plus, yeah, and points in 30 minutes. You hate to see that because
Wow.
he's been doing his thing since coming off the bench and being silenced for 16 games
16 games. He did
this
not come on
last
the floor.
year. You,
Wow.
you hate to see that for the young fella.
Wow.
Just
Wow.
rooting for him. But they said it wasn't serious, so maybe he can come back on this road trip.
I mean, the timing of that franchise is just snake bitten. Just
Took words right out of my mouth.
what is going on over there?
Well, the cracks are starting to show in the armor, aren't they?
A little bit, a little bit,
And
because
looks like Clay Thompson and Bob Myers got out of there right on time.
it's you know, did we expect them to be championship contenders? I think fans, of course, we want them to be, but the reality is, I don't know if they would have been a championship contender. But
No.
I thought they could be, a solid playoff team, a 6 or 5 or 6 seed. But wow.
But now,
But let's go. But that's let's go back a couple of days. You were there when Jimmy Butler went down. What was that like? Were you in the building? What happened?
and I tell you that I've never heard it so quiet in there, 18,000 strong plus strong, and you could hear a pin drop. And the only thing I couldn't hear was him screaming in agony because they said that he was really screaming, but he was down for a while. I mean, what's the likelihood you coming up against your team for the first time at home and you hurt yourself, his knee collided with another Heat player, and now you re-injured your ACL. I just hate to see it. You
It,
hate
it,
to.
it was it was disheartening because I didn't get a chance to see the game because I forgot what I was doing something else. But my phone, I got a little alert, and I looked down, and I did a double take. What?
Yeah, He was the leading scorer at that point. He had 17 points before he went out.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
And with that, obviously, with all the other stuff going on with the Warriors, I mean, well, before we get to that, just think about how Steph must have felt seeing Jimmy Butler go down like that. When it's like, what else can go wrong?
I've never seen Steph in a post game say to media, I'm not going to talk about it, because they were asking him, how do you feel about the injury? And he was like, wait, we don't know what it is, how serious it is. And he was really short. He says, and I'm not talking about it.
Wow.
And in all of his, how many years? 19 or something like that?
17, 18, something like that. Yeah, 2009. So it's
Never heard him answer like that.
wow.
You know.
And then, of course, Jonathan, can you play? Yo, we need you. And he comes out.
They got to play nice now, because the
Exactly.
other night it was so humiliating how I forgot who they were playing, but it was some guys that I didn't even know were on the roster that they subbed in. And I'm like, oh, now you're disrespecting him. Then Jimmy gets hurt
Yep.
the
Yep.
next game. They have to put in Kaminga.
And what a consummate pro to
Oh
come
my
out,
goodness.
and he started balling. I mean, he was Kaminga.
That young fella
And like we were
really,
talking before we went on, you've been around fans and you know how the Bay Area is, and not just the Bay Area, but fans in general. I've never seen a situation where a player is in the doghouse like that. The fans show so much love because what was it like when he came out on the floor?
rounding applause. I mean, they were cheering before I realized it was him. I was like, what are they cheering for? And then I'm like, Kaminga's coming out. I couldn't believe it.
Hmm.
And everyone was just so loud. And that says a lot because usually, if a player's in the doghouse, like a Brandon Ayuk,
Right,
the fans turn on him.
right, right. Because you're not on the
But
floor, and
no,
obviously, fans are always biased towards ownership and management and all of that. That's
exactly.
that's just how it is. And this young man, whoever his people are, whoever his circle is,
Yes,
shout out to them because you haven't heard a peep. You haven't heard him throwing tables around. He hasn't choked a coach. Uh,
exactly.
he's still engaged. You see him
Stays
laughing.
ready,
He stayed ready.
works out. He leaves after. He comes really early to the arena, and he's very elusive, but he's still doing what he's supposed to do. Consummate professional. I mean,
Exactly.
this could be a blueprint for a lot of young players because he could be a prima donna and just be tweeting and Instagram and all he wants to, and he does. He's silent. Very good circle.
Hmm.
And his
Hmm.
face, you can't even read it. He just always keeps one expression on his face. God bless him. I just love it. And the retired players, in Gil's Arena, everybody's riding for him. Everybody's supporting him. And the cracks, like I said, cracks are starting to show in the management. As I said
Yeah.
to you off camera, I did a post about Kerr. I guess one of the assistants said that they didn't expect Kerr to be back per NBC Bay Area. And most of my comments are like, time to go anyway. Bye. You know, get out of here. We don't want Kerr. I mean, I'm just surprised to see people are turning on Kerr.
Well,
And it's showing on his face. I mean,
it does.
he looks aged and he looks stressed
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
maybe he's being made the fall guy. He's a messenger, but you never know what's going on. It could be coming from, you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
GM, all we know.
Well, they totally disrespected the young man, and I have
Mhm.
that Dunleavy clip that is really just a head scratcher. This is from the press conference the other day. So let me play this clip, and let's just come back and listen to what he said.
For Kaminga's trade demand. How did you take that? And does Jimmy's injury alter the way you're approaching what Kaminga what could happen to him, by the trade deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as the demand, I'm aware of that. I think when in terms of demands, when you make a demand, there needs to be demand on the market. So
Wow.
we'll see where that unfolds. But heard, always with these guys, I tell them I'm willing to work with them, want to help people out, whether that's JK or any player on our roster. So we're good with, if that's his wishes, trying to figure that out, but we got to do what's best for our organization, and that's what we'll do. And as far as it goes with the deadline coming up, I think we'll take the next couple of weeks to assess this team a little bit more. I felt pretty good with where we're at heading into last night's game in terms of what we need to do. I thought our team was playing really well, heading in the right direction. Obviously, things have changed, so I want to take a couple of weeks here to watch these games and see our team and what we can do better.
Thanks for that clip, E.
Yeah.
What did I say? When Bob Myers had announced that he was going to be, what did I say?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah. You called it. You did call it. You did call it. I just can't understand why they would. As a GM, why would you even say I'm desperate to trade this player, but he has no value because nobody wants him? That's literally what he just said.
Because he green and he was hired with no experience.
Mm,
Okay. And
mm,
he clearly is learning on the fly,
mm,
and it
mm,
shows.
mm. Yeah, I'm just one. Let's hope Kaminga's injury isn't serious
Mm-hmm.
because the timing of that is just awful. Um, awful. Because right now, and where are they? Let's see. Let's give a quick update on the scores. So they're hanging in there, 70-69.
Okay.
Looks like so. And Dallas is not a good team. So to be neck and neck with this team, obviously without Jimmy Butler, of course. But Dallas hasn't been playing well. They don't have Anthony Davis, but the Warriors. It's going to get brutal because that next game, what was it? Toronto whooped their what.
And they
Just
started Kaminga then. They
just
probably would have gotten down so
exactly.
much.
They didn't even start him that game. So they boat raced them. It was 12-0, and I think 10-0, and like 22-8 or something
By
like
as much
that.
as 30 at one
And
point.
then it wasn't even close. So they've got
Yeah.
some challenges and some problems. So
Put the second team in and they had to play catch up.
exactly.
Put them in sooner. It's not looking that coaching staff.
I
So
think I think they're in for some challenge, some problems going down the road, especially if they don't have their second best player. Oops, did I say that? Oops.
And you know what? And let me also say, a lot of people in the not in the comments, they were saying with the show that comes on with Lemon Pepper Lou, Boogie Cousins, and Michelle Beale.
Sure.
They kept saying, "Why is Paz starting?"
Well, everybody says that. Everybody says that. Everybody says that. He started tonight.
Why?
He started tonight because they changed the lineup a little bit tonight. They went with Guy Santos, Draymond, Steph, Pods, and Moody. So no Quentin Post. I don't know if Post is playing tonight.
And got the dunk denied. Exactly. I don't know if you saw that. I was
I did. So yeah, it's gonna be bad. But our guest has joined. He's come on. So shout out to Jonathan Kuminga. We hope it's not serious.
Yes.
The young man has shown some integrity, and all it's they put themselves in a very, very bad situation. So I'm going to bring him on now, a friend of the show. He's been on before. There he is, my brother. What's happening, Dion Price? What's going on, man?
How we doing? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm riding blind here. I don't see anything yet.
We got you, man.
But
we can see you.
I can hear you.
We got you. And you remember Felicia, of course.
Welcome. How you doing?
Hi, welcome. I'm doing good. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Much
we were talking about obviously the NBA, and before we get to why we brought you on, which is a very interesting column you wrote for the Daily Republic, any thoughts on Kuminga, the Warriors? What's going on over there? I know you're a Laker fan, but still.
I am, but I'm also a California resident. Now, unlike most of my diehard folks, look, the next best thing, California regional. If you can't go with your hometown, can't go with the team, go with the next best thing. Pull for your California team. So
that's right.
Warriors. The Raiders are done. So I'm pulling for. I was pulling for the Niners. The Lakers are pretty much a mess. So I'm looking forward to see what the Warriors can do. So I'm all for it.
Good. So Dion, you wrote a very interesting column. Do you write for the Daily Republic? You write a column. This Youth Generation is your column. So check it out. You've been writing. How long have you been writing for the Daily Republic?
Well, essentially, it's been over 20 years now. I just looked at my credentials here. It's been over 20 years.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. And so, the title is it speaks for itself. Let me just share it so people can take a look at what it says. And it caught my attention. I said, Felicia, we got to have Dion on to talk about this. The NBA is destroying the game for young players. Let's get into it. What triggered you to write this? And why is it so relevant today to make sure that we're looking at what's happening in the NBA?
Well, thank you for that question. And what triggered it is I'm an NBA, actually a basketball enthusiast, and my love and respect for the game of basketball transcends my love for the NBA. And with that, because throughout my work as youth services and the coach, I've used basketball as a life skills tool to help guide young men and women and boys and girls, because there's so many life skills that can be taught through the sports and in general and specifically basketball. And I'm also a coach. I've coached over the years as a parent. I got 40 years. I played in high school and a little bit at San Francisco State. So, and I'm also officiated. So I've been in the basketball community for most of my adult life and half of my youth. And what I'm seeing with the NBA is the slowly deteriorating, not only of sports, generally sports, sportsmanship, but also in work ethic and fundamentals. And as an official, I was not exaggerating when I said, when I currently officiate middle school games and young youth and train them, I see more violations in the NBA than I do officiating middle school basketball. And that's no exaggeration. One day we ought to just take a video camera and compare the two. And you'd be like, that's wrong. That's wrong. Really? How many steps? It's ridiculous. And it's almost unwatchable. So over the years, I've lost my desire to even watch a full NBA game because I'm so disgusted with the amount of violations that are allowed to take place. And in my opinion, it's a disgrace to the game of basketball, because three steps in any other world besides the NBA is traveling. They've invented rules like a gather step or zero step, but it's
Euro step. Yeah, man. The Euro step.
It's a Euro step. It's a step.
Right.
So they call it zero step, a gather step. And in officiating, 3 steps is traveling, and everywhere in every rule book except the NBA. And unfortunately, it's influencing the younger generation to think, because their heroes and their high-profile examples are seeing this, carrying the ball and traveling is so common that they think it's normal. And when we officials start blowing the whistle, they look at us like we're doing something wrong. We're just teaching the game like it's supposed to be taken. So that's what sparked me to write this column, because there's a lot of people who agree with this, and that there's a culture that needs to invest in the changing and respect for the game.
Felicia, you have a question?
No, I'm just shaking my head, because how do we remedy this? Because kids are watching the NBA and they're seeing what these players are getting away with, and they're applying it, to their game. And so, like you said, Dion, they're looking at you crazy when you call them out for travel.
Yeah. And they've normalized it.
Yes.
So what we've done is there's a collection of coaches that agree, fundamental development coaches in high school and middle school as well, that are encouraging their players. Like I recommended, to not watch the NBA, because you pick up a lot of bad habits that you're not going to get away with that in high school. They call traveling, they call carrying in high school right at the moment. So, and then they get frustrated because they're not going to be able to get away with those things that they normally see. So I think the development, it's in the coaching, it's in the training, it's in the camps, and it's up to the officials and the program directors and the culture of basketball to not allow the NBA to water down the essence of the game. And there's rules in the NBA that don't exist anywhere. Like, for example, I talked about this with Brother Eddrick, the ridiculous rule of things like defense of 3 seconds.
Right.
That only exists in the NBA. And that is, and conceptually, that doesn't make sense. That's like the MLB, Major League Baseball, said, okay, new rule, you can't put anybody in center field.
Right.
But you can anywhere, but you can't be in center field. That way, everybody's batting average goes up, and you get all these hits. That's exactly what's happening in the NBA, and it's creating an illusion to make these guys think, not that they're not athletically superior and tall and athletic and skilled, but it makes them look a lot better than they really are because they're playing against a phantom, unrealistic style of defense that doesn't exist anywhere else.
And these kids are jacking up these threes. How do we get back to the fundamentals?
Exactly. So, and that's another thing because now everyone thinks they're Steph the Chef and they can jack up 3-pointers. And he's the only human being, in my opinion, where, a 30-foot guarded contested 3-pointer with 20 seconds on the shot clock, that's not a bad shot for him. But only him.
Right.
He's the only one who can get away with that, right?
Well, you know my theory, Dion. You know my theory about that. I've always said Steph Curry is the first player in NBA history to bring a globetrotter-like game to the NBA successfully. Now, I could very easily see him at 50 out there with the Globetrotters.
Right.
Because that's exactly the kind of shot making he did. Felicia, you've seen him in warm-ups. You've been there. You saw what he does.
Tonight.
Yeah, and that's
picking the ball up and holding it on the back of his neck and doing like this and taking the ball around his shoulders, just like a globetrotter.
He's I think underneath his jersey, he's got the red, white, and blue of the Harlem Globe. I fully believe that. So, to your point, people say the game has evolved from because you and I have had this conversation. I'm old school, man. I'm right there with you. Traveling is traveling. Yeah. It wasn't no gather step, wasn't no step back three. A step back three to me is traveling. If you're standing there and you take a step backwards and you're not going to the hole, that's a travel.
Especially if you've established your pivot foot, that means you've changed the pivot foot. If you change your pivot foot, that's traveling because you have to establish your ground, your pivot foot. If you move, step, or move that pivot foot, it's automatically traveling.
Yep.
But that has been done away with. Now back to the 3-pointer is that when you have man-to-man defense, then you can deter some of those threes. But with there being nobody in the middle to guard the paint for coaches and strategists and defense, and I'm a defensive guy, there's no way that you should be able to allow one 3-pointer to dominate the game. Only in the NBA is that exists. Why? Because you face guard that person. With anybody except Steph Curry is going to have a problem. What they're going to do is they're going to have to go to the basket, and what's going to be waiting for him? A 4 or 3 breaking off their man. But in the NBA, you can't be there. So he's going to have a wide open layup, and that's why you have these threes and layups, no in-between game, no mid-range game, because the game is an illusion. It's not real basketball. I know that hurts some people's feelings, but it's not. It's an illusion. It's fancy basketball.
It's not. Nobody's banging under the basket anymore.
You know what I said? The best quality of basketball right now is Division I women's college basketball. I love it. I watch the complete game. They're fundamental. Their footwork. They're playing defense. They're mid-range. It's not about dunking all the time. It's below the rim. It's the complete game. And I recommend that every young person that really wants to learn the game will watch Division I college women's basketball. I love it. It's beautiful basketball.
Well, to that point, there's a reason that their final was rated higher, especially the one with Caitlin. I said Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin Clark.
Angel. Yeah.
Their ratings. Their ratings were higher than the men's final.
Absolutely, and I get it because they were battling. That was a good battle, and that's now realizing that's good basketball.
You also call out Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green in a way, and so talk to me about your perspective on that aspect of basketball in addition to the lack of the fundamentals.
Yeah, let's talk about the influence first, because first and foremost, my motivation for all this is teaching life skills. We can use high profile sports to teach life skills and valuable transitional skills for young people. Now, emotional stability and the ability to manage your emotions is one of the teaching tools for sports. So over the years, we teach young people how to take losses, how to manage your emotions, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with setbacks.
Mhm.
how to manage those things, winning and losing with grace and class. What the NBA is showing is that there's very little consequence for a young person, for a player to be literally dirty and aggressive and egregious and have very little consequence to it and have no respect for his authority, no respect for the official, no respect for his opponents. None of those three. And those are things we teach. You respect your opponent, you respect your coach, you respect the officials. All those things don't exist in the NBA. And these high profile knuckleheads that we just mentioned are poster boys for that type of disrespectful behavior. And I wish I was a 6'8", just hire. Remember back in the day, used to hire these goons just put me on a 10-day contract. If I was 6'7", just to humble him. That would be my only job.
Anthony Mason them.
Absolutely. Remember Kermit Washington and those cats?
Oh yeah.
Maurice Lucas. Come on. So what I mean by that is that those influences, and I was in real time. I'm officiating middle school these days, and these players are doing that. And I got to add, Pat Riley and the Lakers and all that stuff. They contribute a little bit to this, where when you knock somebody down, you don't help them up. You don't
step over them. Right.
Ridiculous. No? That I have a healthy competitive spirit, and I teach it when I coach in Army, or when I coach in different levels, when I coach in any level. I say have a fiery competitive spirit. You knock somebody down, you pick them up. Now I'm gonna knock you behind down again. You come back in, I'm knock you down again. I'm gonna help you up every time. I'm not gonna be disrespectful in the nature of the game. There's nothing wrong with having a healthy competitive spirit, but being respectful to your opponent and holding yourself accountable. These guys are not. And another thing that's happening is their verbal abuse of these officials is not also a bad example of leadership because they're not being held accountable. The officials seem to be afraid to make calls because they're afraid of being cussed out. And that's I just don't see how that is maintaining the integrity of your role as an official.
Have you had a situation where like a parent has tried to come out there and go, why, I mean, because
coaches
kids, there's a parent or guardian aspect to this too. So when you're out there on the floor, talk to me about the parents and what you're seeing, from them.
Thank you for that. In different levels, the middle school levels are different in the high schools because there's a level of accountability because they don't want their behavior to affect their children. Now, high school coach, if your parent act a fool, your child's sitting down. Now the AAU circuit is different because there's money involved and parents are paying all this money. Now there's pressure on them you're gonna play my kid. I've been paid that $1,500. My kid's gonna play. So it has nothing to do with merit and attitude. It has to do with who paid their money, and that's the power. So to answer that question, I believe the coaches on certain levels. Now in middle school, we can talk to their athletic director, and that athletic director will talk to the coaches. And I did have conversations recently, last couple of weeks, about 2 middle school coaches that kind of got too emotional, and their lack of managing their own emotion influenced their players. And I pulled each coach aside. I didn't blast them out. I said, listen, you have better chance of coaching your kid to adjust to the official than the chance of you have of making these officials, 2 veteran officials, change the way they call the game. Not going to happen. The energy should be, when I was coached this way too, no official blow the game exactly the same. So if you got an official that's quick on the whistle, you adjust your aggressive defense. If you got an official who's slow with the whistle, you can be a little bit more aggressive. I coach that way. That's just chess, not checkers, it's chess. So when he kept mouthing off and ended up getting kind of aggressive and abusive and not influencing, I said, we need to have a talk with your athletic director, because you're having a negative influence on these young people. And I left it at that. And they did have a conversation with them. That's different with AAUs. With AAU and rec league, there is no athletic director. There's no accountability. They do any and everything they want to. So I do not officiate in AAU because there's no accountability. But because the behavior is out of control with the parents, the players, and the coaches in AAU. It's an absolute mess. It's part of the problem with basketball.
I saw a parent on Instagram, and I'm not sure if it was an AAU game or not, but a parent didn't like the way a kid pushed another kid pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out there and pushed the kid up against the wall. And then you just see this brother come out the stands
Yeah, I saw that.
with a blazer on.
I thought that was a WWE. I thought that was advertising for WWE.
What?
I saw that.
Jimmy Fly Snooker. He was like, man.
That was hilarious.
He took it to him.
Yes.
And kids are seeing this.
And I understand both sides, but that parent, you don't put your hands on another person.
Put your hand on another kid.
If that's going on, I'm going to take and protect my kid and separate him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do anything. They were both same size, but that was he went wrong. You really touch a nerve. You touch somebody's child.
That man, did you think that kid didn't have a father?
Right.
I guess he just wasn't thinking.
No.
That man came out and
pull his kid away and separated him from the thing. That was all. Yeah, it's out of control. It's a mess.
Wow.
And calmly walked back.
It's not the word. But that's why we implemented the if those who are listening, there is a movement of teaching life skills through sports, retraining the coaches, retraining the officials, retraining the parents and the players on how to approach the game, not only basketball, but all sports, and getting back to the life skill aspect of it. And, and if I may, the reason why I got into this, and you know this story, forgive me, Eddrick knows these stories already, but I thought I was the world's greatest basketball coach in the late 90s in Menlo Park in East Palo Alto. I coached a team in 7th and 8th grades middle school, and we went 2-year period and didn't lose a game. The Menlo Park East Palo Alto mayor giving me accolades and all that. I thought I was the world's greatest coach. I was young in my young 20s. Do you know those 15, there's 2 teams I coached, of those 15 young men, you know, only 2 of them graduated high school without being arrested, expelled, and 2 of them lost their life due to street violence in the East Palo Alto, Menlo Park area. And at the time, I'm a youth counselor at Hillcrest Juvenile Hall in San Mateo. I put these pictures of them up, and I had this poster of them and this picture. It made me sick to my stomach because I did a disservice. All the hours I spent with these young men, I did not spend enough time on important things like self-control, emotional management, interaction, making good decisions. I could have spent a lot more time with them than I did. And when I'm working on them, one year I'm working on the juvenile hall, and 3 of these young men were locked up on the same unit that I'm working on, bragging about how well they were how good they were a couple of years when I was a coach. It was embarrassing. I took that picture off my wall, and that became an epiphany for me to every time I'm involved in any aspect of youth activities, be it sports, activities, art, or anything. If we're not teaching life skills, we're doing them a disservice. That's been my movement since my early 20s. Life skills is absolutely necessary.
Well, DL, we lost your picture, man. I've tried to.
I don't know how. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen you guys. I got so many things open on my computer. I don't know what.
We can hear you though. The message coming through loud and clear though, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, audio's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention that in addition to all the work you're doing in the community with these young people, man, and just your life work, you're a hell of a playwright and an actor, man. We had a chance to do some playing together, man, and not too long ago. So tell everybody about your book, Raised in Hell, and the play, and you know, let's talk about that a little bit.
As always, thank you. And a good segue into that is utilizing your experiences to advance and grow from it. So the book was based on my upbringing in South Central LA during the heart of the crack epidemic, where I was basically escaping from LA to survive and get, with my life. My only goal was to get out of there by way of college or something like that. So the book is about a challenging upbringing, being the last of 9 with an alcoholic parent, no father, and in the heart of the most violent period in history of being in LA, and getting out of there and doing it all with a sense of humor and having fun in the process. So I call the book Raised in Hell, the humor and hardship of a dysfunctional upbringing. We had a fun with it. Mr. Eddrick appreciated, got the book and convinced me that it should be a play. And we put our heads together along with Dr. Tia Madison, and we put together a good project and evolved Raised in Hell the book into Raised in Hell the play. We've been in a couple of short film festivals. It's also, we've performed it with great feedback from around the Bay Area, from Berkeley to San Francisco to Napa and Vallejo. So we've done some places and got some pretty good feedback from it. It's also involved into an animated video series of short stories connected to the book. And it's just a life lesson. There's so many life lessons that are involved in people's upbringing. Everybody in this room would have a funny story or challenging story of their upbringing, especially in our generation. And I think there's people who can learn from it. And that's the motivation behind the book. And hopefully we can continue to reach people right now and to inspire people, because those things that I experienced, although it happened to me 30 plus years ago, it's still happening today. And there's some people who can benefit from it.
Excellent. Well, like I say,
and
man,
maybe they'll take it with humor.
Yes, very funny. It's a very funny show. Very funny. The book is funny. Dion's hilarious. It's just, it was fantastic. I mean, it was just really, really good. And shout out to my man Anthony McDonald. I see you, boy. I'm representing you, man. I got you. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Shout out to my man Anthony McDonald, Leaders of Men. But he saw it, and it was just a really good thing. So Dion, you know me, you know how I feel about you, man. I wanted to have you on. When I read your column, I'm like, yeah, we got to talk about that, because as we get up out of here, what's the answer
to
your question about the NBA and the fundamentals and teaching these kids?
Right.
Here's the answer. Let the ratings keep dropping and the attendance keep dropping, and force the commissioner to get back to the fundamentals. Stop all that bull crap. It's a high score don't mean high entertainment. Soccer is the lowest sport. Soccer is the lowest sport in the world, but it's the most popular sport in the world. It ain't about scoring. Take those ridiculous rules out of there, and maybe they'll change when the ratings drop enough, and the All-Star game will become a real basketball game instead of a bull crap display of people.
Nobody want to be in a slam dunk.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it's going to take. They hit me. I'd last one day if I was official in the NBA. They'd be throwing knives at me to get me out of it, because I blow the whistle. They would hate me as an official. Give me one day as an official, an NBA official. One day.
I would pay to see you officiate a James Harden game.
Oh my goodness. and LeBron James.
And LeBron.
You should have went to college, boy. Learn how to play your footwork.
Man,
David Stern would never.
David Stern as well. Sir, you know how I feel about you, man. I appreciate you coming on. People can go to raisedinhell.com, raisedinhell.com. They can get all information about the play, the book, Dion's story. Shout out to Dr. Tia Madison, brilliant artist who was able to help shape the story and put it on the stage. And we thank her for her artistry as well. So we will be in touch, sir. All the best to you. Keep doing the good work, man. Keep doing the good work.
I enjoy the show. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it, man. All right, Dion D. Price. You can read his column every other week, I believe, at the Daily Republic.
DailyRepublic.com. Yep.
DailyRepublic.com. He's fearless. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Dion D. Price. So yeah, he's right though. He's right. He's definitely right about, the fundamentals, and we talk about it all the time. In your circles, when you're at the games and writers are they talking about that kind of stuff? Or I know there's, because some people get into that nostalgia.
Dave and I are talking about it.
Who's that?
I'm not sitting with the beat writers, and they're pretty close to the vest anyway with what they say. But Dave and I talk about it a lot. Yeah. My videographer, we're just like, even if someone has a nice shot, we're like, wow, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. The mid range game is pretty much gone.
Gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Dion. I want to, if we can, do a quick post-mortem on the 49ers. Yeah, I gotta bring it up. You can't see my helmet back there. I was gonna put a band-aid on it, but I said nah. Whew. So Niners season crashed and burned.
It was
40
good while it
whatever to
lasted.
6. Yeah, 40 something to 6. 41 to 6 against the Seahawks. Just outclassed in every facet. I sat down like most Niner fans, kickoff return. It was a wrap. It was
A wrap. They
a
set the
wrap.
tone right out the gate.
Right out the gate. Right out the
Right
gate.
out the gate.
Even and if the kicker, God bless him, but if you go trip a man, you know, don't get the penalty and not even call, you know, trip him. You know,
Right.
so you know, no excuses. You know, people talk about the injuries and everything like that, but they were in the game, they got there, but they were just outclassed completely. But
And it's like, who do I want? I know I don't want Denver.
right,
And then it's like the Bills are out.
Bills are out.
And
What
then
happened to
Houston's
CJ
out.
Stroud? What happened to CJ Stroud in Houston?
I think the stage might have been too. But
2
he's been
years ago,
here before,
2
right?
years ago, he was killing it.
You know, who knows? He could have an injury we don't know about.
That's true. That's true.
We
That is
don't,
true.
you know, we just don't know.
Yeah, but let's see. So Rams, Seahawks. We got the Bears game was crazy. It was bananas.
Nobody won. None of my teams won. I wanted the Bears to win.
Yeah. Just Reggie Jackson couldn't pull it out.
Reggie Jackson Jr. fell apart.
He did. That man looks just like Reggie Jackson. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care.
He really does.
But that last minute play, that fourth down was. I'm screaming. I'm like, it's not even my team. And I was like,
exactly. It's like, come on, please.
Amazing. Oh, all right, Anthony.
What Anthony said?
I'm glad it's not the Raiders.
Stop it. My Raiders belong.
Man, so yeah, my heart's not into it. You know, I watch the games, but it's different when your team's not involved. But something that caught my eye about the Seahawks game, blowout 41 to 6. Okay, I get that. Do you know what Sam Darnold's numbers were? The coach, I mean, the quarterback for the Seahawks?
Oh, I don't want to even think.
No. 12 of 17. 12 of 17 for 124 yards. 1 TD. He was sacked twice. He had a quarterback rating of 110.9. That's efficient. That is almost a perfect 12 of 17, 120. Purdy had more yards than he did. Purdy had 140, and he had a passer rating of 54.6.
And how many times did Purdy been sacked?
He got sacked twice. I don't see hurries on. He got hurried like 98 times, but he got sacked twice. So, you know, they just ran into a better team, and the Seahawks blew them out. So now, of course, the Niners are the next step for Niner fans, and okay, what's going to happen in the offseason? I don't know if you heard the press conference yesterday with Shanahan and John Lynch, basically saying, he's played his last down with the 49ers, which we knew.
He's going to be released or...
Right. So a lot of questions over there. A lot of questions. Can they come back from all the injuries? Kittle got injured in the worst time of the season, which is in the playoffs. So that means, you know, he's probably a year away. Easy.
Ooh, wait a minute. So, he's got a
he tore his Achilles. He tore his Achilles. He tore it. They said the surgery was successful, but he tore his Achilles. And yeah, they say he can bounce back in 6 to 8 to 9 months, but you know, now you it's going to be in the middle of the season when he comes back, and if that. So they just signed some tight end off the waiver of I forget whose practice squad. So they got a lot of decisions to make.
They need a wide receiver.
They need, a group of wide receivers because guys couldn't get open. I do think they need to sign Juwan Jennings. They need to sign Juwan Jennings. They need to re-sign him.
Agreed.
They need to re-sign him. And on the coaches, Robert Sala's gone now. He went to the Titans. That's right, the Titans. And Shanahan referenced that he's probably going to ask for some of the coaches, and they're going to probably negotiate about that. So
they didn't get Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald went with Harbaugh.
Right.
That's right. Excuse me.
That's right. And John Harbaugh went to the Giants. I'm sorry, John. He went to the Giants, which is interesting. That's it is their type of coach. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
he's fit right in. Yeah. So I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, shout out to my Niners. They gave it the old. I mean, got to give it to them. Nobody expected them to be where they were, and best division in football, obviously, because 2 of the last standing teams are in the NFC West. I hope both teams. I can't pull for any of those teams. So let's play the game. And I'll be all right.
You can just go NFC.
I can't root for Seattle. And shout out to my neighbor Mike. Can't root for the Rams. I hope it's a good game, but I can't root for any of those teams.
It's tough.
It is.
That's a tough one. So what you think about Ayuk?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. He literally, the way I understand it, and I'm not, like we always say, we're not in the rooms. I'm not at practice. I don't know the ins and outs. I didn't sign the contract. I'm not there. I'm not his agent. So I'm only a fan talking in the cloud. To me, it seems like he walked away from the team. That's the way it's being portrayed by the team. That Shanahan said,
even working out.
Right. Because Shanahan said, we reach out to him, no response. I try to reach out again, no response. And then the third time, no response. And now, putting on my own manager.
Hold that thought, E.
Yep.
Draymond's mouthing off just what Dion was talking about. He's mouthing off with the ref. And he got 5 personal fouls.
Wow.
So he's headed to the bench. Yeah. The bodyguard, Steph's bodyguard, had to come out on the court to contain him.
What's the score?
104-101 on Dallas with 6 minutes left.
And he out there acting a fool. With no Jimmy, with no help, and you out there acting a fool.
No Jonathan.
Wow, I'm looking at I see the score here, and they've been outscored 21-12 so far in the fourth quarter. So
yeah.
So they were up then, obviously.
They were up.
Yeah.
And then I look back at my phone and I'm like, now I think no, that's not PJ Washington. Somebody's at the line now and they just made a basket. So now we got a 4-point game. Steph looks disgusted.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the plus minus right now. Draymond is a -16. Steph's a -18. Jonathan Kuminga, before he went out, he was a plus 18.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he
only was. Plus on the team. Well, I take that back. Al Horford was +7. DeAnthony Melton +21. So,
just missed another shot. So 101-106, and they just got another basket and one.
Yeah, it's wow.
And the place goes wild, but that's a lot of time left.
Yeah, I mean. Steph can do a couple of threes. Let's wish him well. But it's gonna be rough.
We go. Talk about fundamental lack of fundamental. He'll jack up a couple of threes and get him back in the game.
He might have. He's gonna. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it that way. The load that he has to take for this team is incredible.
Poor guy.
It's incredible.
God bless.
I don't think it's sustainable. I really don't.
And, the cracks are showing, but anyway.
Now Lisa said, so Lisa's okay. Lisa's coming in.
Hey, Lisa.
He injured his ankle and knee.
Ooh, we didn't get that. Anthony Slater didn't say knee.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Wheels are falling off.
Well, they can't get a rebound. Now they can push it up to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they made
outscored 12 so far in the fourth quarter. So
mm.
anyway.
All right. They just scored.
We're going to talk about Navarro Bowman.
I love Navarro Bowman. Always did. Oh boy, that team should have won the Super Bowl. Man.
Absolutely.
Woo. Patrick Willis.
So we have
Good.
some news about him. And it's something I'm seeing here that's going to make you smile. But he's coming back to sign a 1 day with the Niners. Looks like. So he can retire as a Niner.
Officially retire as a Niner.
Yeah.
And should.
He should. He should. Now, this is going to make you smile. So remember we were talking. Yeah, he was a linebackers coach for the LA Chargers, but he stepped down in January of 2026 to focus on his son's promising high school basketball career and ended his 2-year tenure with the team, where he reunited with Jim Harbaugh after starting his coach's career as a defensive analyst at Maryland. So yeah, he was in that coaching ladder, and he stepped away because his son is an elite basketball process. Dion Henley.
He doesn't have his last name. Yeah, that's a Southern thing.
Yeah, so shout out to Navarro Bowman for being able to walk away from a check.
A real one. Yeah.
That's my first thought. Yo, okay. You go there.
Hello.
Hey, Christy. Hope you're getting some rest. Hang in there. The week's almost over. Week is almost over.
One more day.
So
Friday.
I got a special song tonight. Now I've been on this live kick. And I have a song from the gentleman right here. So you can see him right there. D'Angelo. And it's the live version of D'Angelo, obviously. And it's rehearsal footage from D'Angelo's 1998 Essence Festival rehearsal session. And here's the lineup of that band. It was Questlove, Pino Palladino, with Anthony Hamilton and Bilal singing background. And I think Angie Stone was part of that. I think Angie Stone was part of that too. I don't know if she was still around at that time. So
when the Essence was good, when the Essence Festival was good,
exactly. So this is rehearsal.
Watering down too.
This is rehearsal. D'Angelo, Jones in my bones. Turn this. Nothing like good music.
I tell you, soothes the soul.
It's Questlove. You're Anthony Hamilton.
Oh yeah, because he sang backup for D'Angelo.
Significant artist.
All my natural life, I've been waiting. I've been on to everything that's on me.
Kind of sound like Kaminga.
I wouldn't do the thing that
Ain't there by 12.
Oh no.
rehearsal at the Essence Festival, 1998.
Not-
Shout out to D'Angelo.
Jeez, Casey wasn't born then.
No,
My video guy.
no,
Jeez.
1998 Essence Festival rehearsal before they went live. So
Sheesh.
the artists that we truly miss. If
While we're listening to music, before I forget, shout out to Delroy Lindo, Ryan Coogler, and Raphael Sadiq for being nominated for Oscars, the most in Oscar history, with 16 nominations. But we shall see.
you know,
You know
uh,
how the Oscars do
16 nominations, and they may walk out of there with
with.
If
Well,
now
they might give them the song. They might give them the song that Raphael Sadiq
true,
co-wrote.
true, it might get the donut.
Yeah.
I will say this because I'm there's two ways I'm feeling about this. Number one, Sinners does not need validation from the Academy Awards. Period. It will go down in
Period.
as one of the best films of all time. Nobody can really touch it. If you get a chance, watch the Ryan Coogler Spike Lee interview where Spike Lee
isn't it great?
Did you see that?
Great? Yes.
Yeah, to see the master Spike Lee just fanning out over this film.
Fanning out.
Was amazing. So Ryan Coogler, the team that put that together, you don't need any validation from the Academy Awards. Period.
Because they'll sweep the NAACP anyway. That's the one that really matters.
Exactly. So they might get makeup,
special effects.
But yeah, does Michael B. Jordan deserve an Oscar for Stack and Smoke? Absolutely. But
that brother played two people, and I thought they were two different people.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
And Delroy Lindo, amazing.
Supporting actor. Oh, so deserving. The
sister, and I apologize, I'm blanking on her name. She's also got nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I gotta name her now.
The sister that was Michael B. Jordan's other twin's lover.
Yes, Wumi Mosaku. I hope, and I'm butchering her name, and I apologize.
But
she's
English sister.
Yeah. So the nominee, she's up against Tiana Taylor, Amy Madigan, Elle Fanning, and Inga Ibsader for movies I have not seen. So
right.
So
what Reed said is Tiana Taylor is that another what was that movie Halle Berry was in?
Oh, I did see that. Monsters Ball. Yeah, I did see the comment about
and
that.
I am kind of feeling like they're really pushing her. And she ain't really been in a whole lot to be up for an Oscar. Just doesn't feel quite authentic to me. I mean, of course, I'm happy to see her get elevated, but it's like they pick and choose who they want to elevate.
Absolutely.
She's hosting Saturday Night Live. She's everywhere, and it's like, eh.
Yeah. Although on Jimmy Fallon's on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, she did an amazing song with Lucky Day.
Oh yes,
that was a fun. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, no, the other Jimmy too.
Yeah, I didn't see the one on Jimmy Kimmel. I saw Jimmy Fallon's. The one
I saw Jimmy Kimmel. I think that was beautiful.
It was. She's talented. I mean, she's definitely talented. So
yeah, she does. Her speaking voice sounds nothing like her singing voice.
Right. So, we'll see what happens with the Oscars. I normally don't watch, but I'll be interested to see what happens with Sinners and because it checks all the boxes.
It does.
Horror, has some laughs. You learned when you watched this film. It was beautifully shot. It was beautifully directed. The actors were nice and phenomenal. It made money. I'll say that again. It made money. Unlike most of the films that they put out, this one actually made money. and it was just a remarkable piece of art. So
Mm-hmm.
if that's what the Oscars are supposed to be about, we will see. We will see.
And let's talk about Josh Allen's wife playing the Creole lady.
Yeah, yeah.
Loved her. She was convincing.
It
Every
was.
time I look at her on like the advertisements, she looked black to me. But she said
Exactly.
she traced her roots and did find some, you know, some a great grandfather was black or a great grandfather or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, just talent all the way around. And yeah, I went to see that. And I don't go to a lot of movies, but I went to see that one
Mhm.
for sure.
I
And
saw it twice
yeah, the
and
streaming
would
on.
have seen it a third time.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great film. So it is a great film. You can still watch it.
It
I think
is.
it was on Prime, I believe, or one of those
It
streaming.
is on Prime.
Yeah,
It's
so you
on Prime. Yeah.
check it out. So
Kind of spooky too.
what was that?
A little spooky.
Yeah,
I won't be watching that spooky part alone in the house.
I'm not a horror guy.
I'm gonna watch it then, but that part, ooh,
Yeah,
when their eyes start doing that stuff,
yeah. Got
I know.
me
Like,
was the when they're outside of the juke joint,
yes,
and they're
thank you.
all gathered there, and the dude with the
Then they
yeah,
start singing a song. Oh no, no,
yeah. That was
that
yeah,
got me.
yeah. So
That got me. And big
we'll
old cornbread. Yeah,
don't go outside, bro.
don't go out.
Where you going, man? Don't go out there.
Oh man.
Yeah. So shout out to Bay Area's own Ryan Coogler and
And Raphael Sadiq and Delroy Lindo, all Oakland.
Delroy Lindo. Let's go. Let's go. Before we get out of here, if I can indulge for two quick announcements and promos.
Absolutely.
First one is from a man, Anthony McDonald. Anthony was joining. He was commenting. We thank you for tuning in, Anthony. But Anthony's got an event coming up. The third annual men's conference, the Fight the Good Fight. And he puts on these conferences every year. He does a lot of other events where he's bringing young people, and it's young people. It's not just me. He brings young.
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
What's the age?
Exactly. He brings together like-minded people to mentor, to talk. There's young people there. There's, I got a chance to speak last year, so I'm repping it this year. That's why I got my men's conference sweatshirt on right now. He just kills it. So Anthony, thank you for all the work you're doing in the community. It's going to be February 7th in Fairfield at the Courtyard by Marriott. You can register or go to leadersofmeninc.com, .org, leadersofmeninc.org, and I believe Dion spoke in there. We've done some things with Anthony, so just good stuff happening. And I need to promote our event, and I hope you can come join us. But Sunday, February 1st, at the Kroc Center, Sassoon City, we will be screening Lines Broken: The Story of Marion Motley, one of the first African American football players. This is a PBS documentary. The filmmaker will be there, James Water, the author of the book, David Lee Morgan Jr. will be there. We'll do a Q&A. It's free. Wear your team's colors. We want folks to represent the wide variety of Bay Area support for different teams in football. And so it's going to be a great thing. Shout out to Leaders of Men, who I was just talking. Anthony's one of our sponsors. PBS, KVIE, they helped us out. The Eddrick Show, obviously. PBS Western Reserve, the Kroc Center, and our own, my dear friend Sandra Varner from Varner
Yes.
together. So bring your family, come on out, and we're gonna have a good time. Watch a great documentary. And my goal is to continue to try to bring these world-class filmmakers to our community, so you can have some interaction with them. So we'll see you February 1st at the Kroc Center in Sassoon City. All right. So, Felicia, what's next for you in terms of covering the Warriors? They're on a road trip now.
I'm resting. Man, that 8-game homestand. Woo, woo. That wore us out. We're all tired. We're just like, see you next time.
And there's a couple 8 o'clock games in there, right?
Woo, yes, Lord. Yes. And we got another one was one. Then there's another one at the end of the month. Ugh.
Okay.
Them 8 o'clock games are brutal.
Thank NBC for that.
Yeah. it's getting watered down.
Yeah.
Just like Dion said, they're going to be forced to make it better. You know,
Which,
for things to get better, it has to get worse before it gets better.
yeah.
You know, because nobody's watching All-Star game.
Yeah. And you can't even find it now. Like I say, if I used to be able to set and record all NBA games on YouTube TV, right? So I had TNT, BBC, and it was all there. But now
I can't find Shaq and them now. I don't know what night they come on.
I don't either. And I can't find on the Amazon games. It's just I got to go out and go into a different app. Peacock, they're on Peacock sometimes. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's just I think they chased that bag and they may have done themselves a disservice.
They did. They definitely did. This first year, they definitely did. So it's 121, 111 with a minute left. Safe to say the Warriors blew it.
Yeah.
They ain't coming back. Dallas is on the line right now.
Dallas is 18-26 and handling them. Fourth quarter, 37-22 so far in the fourth quarter.
Oh boy.
Yep. Probably wouldn't have happened if Kuminga was still on the floor, but
wouldn't happen at all.
Well, he had 10 points.
It wouldn't have happened at all.
He had 10 points, a rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals in 9 minutes.
Lord have mercy.
In 9 minutes. You tell me that man can't play basketball.
Woo! And you can't tell me somebody don't want to trade for him.
Exactly. They ain't go. They know you're desperate. They're not gonna trade the best players now. You're gonna get, they're gonna offer you, they're gonna lowball you. But you've but it's your fault. By not if you trade him and he's at 22, 23 a game and he's, you would get more value for him. So by purposely devaluing him, you're going to get, whatever. So we will see. Go ahead. Sorry.
There were whispers. Well, Anthony Slater said they were going to try to get a Pelicans forward, Trey Murphy, who's averaging 22 points a game, but he's still on contract. So we'll see.
Yeah. And the Pelicans, did they release Looney? I know he hasn't been playing.
What?
I know he hasn't been playing. I could be wrong. But I know he hasn't been playing. Yeah, they waived him. Oh, they have not. Okay. What they did is they have not released Kevon Looney. Instead, they signed him in the offseason, blah, 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 blah. 1 week ago, the Pelicans are waiving Looney. That was a report.
Okay.
But maybe not. Maybe not. So there were reports that he had been waived. Because he's got a lot of DNPs. So let me see if he's still on their roster. If he's still on the roster, then they have it. But I've seen multiple reports that he was released. So I know Al Horford probably plays the same game he does if he shoots a little bit of 3, but then maybe they get Looney back. I don't know.
They should have never parted, but
definitely not. Yeah, I guess he's playing.
Back then, the GM, I didn't want him.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah, there's Sports Illustrated said there's reports out that the Rockets might be interested to trade for him since Steven Adams got hurt. So yeah. So shout out to Looney, class dude.
Oh, my heart. Love his family. His mother is a hoot. A good cackle. Real good cackle.
All right. Well,
all right.
Time to wrap it up. Thank everybody, and thank you, Felicia, for I really, really enjoyed doing the show with you. Thank you for all your insight. Of course. Thanks everybody for coming in. Dion, you know how I feel about your brother. Appreciate you, and Christy and Lisa, everybody, all the regulars. Thank you guys for checking us out. And we about to get up out of here. We'll be back next week ish. Well, at some point next week ish. Based on our schedules, but we love doing the show. Drop us a line, Sports in the Bay on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Check us out. We're there, and let us know what you're thinking about the world of sports. So,
yeah.
All right, Felicia, let's get out of here. In the Bay, Felicia and Eddrick. Peace.